Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Drawing with Mr. Sepulveda. Thank you guys for coming in to another holiday draw along. This one will be our last holiday draw along of the 2021 year. So I'm really excited because today I'm going to draw one of my favorite characters, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Today I'm just going to be using some marker paper, a pencil, an eraser. Optional for you at home, but I'll be using an ink pen and some alcohol markers to color off my piece, okay? So if you guys are ready, I'm ready to go ahead and get started on this Rudolph piece, okay? So here we go. So the first step for drawing Rudolph, and I'm gonna let you know, I'm gonna dress him up a little bit in a Santa hat and a scarf, okay? So the first step is going to be to give him a nice round-shaped head. Okay, so I'm going to start off with the pretty generous circle. Okay, so there we go. Doesn't have to look perfect because these are going to be our guides. Okay, and mind you, I draw a lot of guidelines as I go. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and give myself a semi of a curved vertical line. It doesn't exactly split the head in half, right, or the circle in half, because I really want this to be a 3/4 view, which means we're going to see a good portion of this face, this side of his face, and just a smaller portion of that face, okay? We're going to go ahead and draw a curved horizontal line right about here, and these guidelines are just here to help us map out the face for Rudolph. They will be erased, so if you want to draw these in really lightly, feel free. I'm drawing them a little darker so that you guys at home can see it, okay? I'm going to go ahead and put in Rudolph's nose right about here, so I'm just going to give it a nice circle right about here. It's almost at that intersection, okay? And then because he's got like that little snout that kind of pushes out, this is going to come out this way on a curve. And it's also going to come out this way. But this curve is going to kind of take a little bit, right? I'm going to extend a little bit longer because this is going to be the longer side of the face based on how we set him up. And then we're going to let it kind of come down to the end of this circle. And we'll just follow that circle all the way around until we meet up with this swoop side over here. So it's going to kind of look like a bear right now, but that's okay. I'm going to put a curved line right here and give your Rudolph whatever kind of emotion you want. But I think because it's Christmas, I can almost guarantee Rudolph is going to be extremely happy. So I'm going to give him a big old smile right over here. I'm making these curved, okay? There we go. I'm going to throw in some eyes, and these eyes can be any kind of style of eyes that you would like. I'm going to make these maybe almond-shaped eyes, maybe big, wide eyes. So I'm just going to kind of take my pencil here, do a nice curve like that on this side. And do a nice curve on this side so they can kind of match up. Okay. And then we're going to close them off. So I'm going to close them off all the way around. It's a nice wide U shape. And we'll do the same thing on this side. And I'm not going to pass that horizontal line. Just going to use it just so I can have like a nice area that I can look at for not going past, right? Of course, now that we have his eye shape, he's going to need an iris and a pupil, okay? I think Rudolph might have some wide eyes. So I'm just going to give him some big old eyes, just like that on this side. And kind of follow suit on the other side, just like this. So there we go. And then I'm going to put a nice pupil right here so that I know that this outside becomes his iris. So just put a nice circle right here and a nice circle right about here. And these are going to be the black dots in your eyes, right? So those are the pupils. I'm going to leave them like this for now because I'll color them in later at the end, okay? We're also going to need some antlers. And before I get to the antlers, I really want to do the Santa hat so I can have the antlers popping out, okay? So in order for me to do that Santa hat, just got to put a few little squiggles right here, just going over that way, and a few squiggles on top going that way, okay? If I'm thinking about the Santa hat, I'm thinking maybe it's coming backwards like this. But maybe I'll set it up kind of like the Grinch hat that we did. And so maybe I'll just have it curve up like that and then have it swoop down right over here. I think that might be a little fun one, just like that. And then I will make this wider, just like that. So that'll be the Santa hat. And of course, we mentioned the antlers, right? So the antlers are gonna have to come out of the hat right here. So I'm gonna just put a circle right here, just to kind of give me a little bit of guidance, right? I'm gonna make this into a cylinder shape, right? And then from the cylinder, I will curve out, kind of like a 3-sided antler. Or it's gonna look a little bit like a twig or a stick, which is all right too. And I'll put this one facing backwards, just like that. And I can actually erase some of these lines. And I think out of the hat, maybe we just put a little curve line just like that so that we know it's popping out of the hat, okay? And I'm gonna do the same thing on this side. I'm gonna start off with a circle, turn it into a cylinder. We're gonna pop out one this way, follow that line up, connect it down, and put one backwards. We'll curve, pop it back in, and then we can erase the intersecting lines. Okay, and then we'll just put a little curve this way. Okay. For Rudolph's ears, I'm just going to have them pop over here on the side. So I think reindeer ears might kind of look like elf ears, right? And I'll do the same thing on this side. Put that one a little bit behind. Then I'm going to go ahead and define his face. So I'm going to come over here and bring it round, 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 round. Okay. And then do the same thing on this side. Bring them up. So I get to his ear over here. We're going to go ahead and put a design in the ear. I'm just going to make this a long line and then bring this side all the way down. I'll do the same thing on this side. We'll have a nice curl right there and then bring it all the way down. Okay. So this is our Rudolph so far. I like to add little extra designs. So like sometimes we put these lines in over here. So I'll do that. And then it's time for Rudolph's body. Okay. So Rudolph's body is going to kind of have this little kind of a look to it, right? Sometimes I like to put circles right about here. And what I do with the circles is I just kind of follow them through, right? So this would be a nice round shape for the body. Go around it, curl it up, and then bring it back down. Okay. From here, we're gonna go ahead and put in 1 foot. Put that in. Gonna put a line over here so that I can have 1 hoof, right? And then we'll bring the other one down here. Curl it back. Put a line just like what we did up front, and that'll be a hoof. Come and erase some of these lines that I put in for the guidelines. Okay. This way I can kind of see what I'm working with. And I'm going to end up making this part of Rudolph's neck and his belly. So that's why I erased it and I kind of changed the shape a little bit. And this way I can have this part of the belly kind of connect with this part of his mouth. Okay, pretty simple, right? And then we're going to kind of do the same thing, except with the back hooves, right, the back legs. We're going to give it a little bit of a curl, and we're going to kind of bring it forward. And then we're going to have a little bit of a bump right here with this hook, right? And then we're going to curve it all the way through here, right? And that means we can get rid of a lot of these extra guidelines that we put in here. Anything that's kind of extra, right? So again, his body kind of comes this way. Kind of circular right over here. Okay. Okay. And then we can put in his back hoof. Right over here is back leg. Just a little curve. Since we're going to do this in kind of like perspective, right? It's kind of in the back, so we won't see it all. Okay. And then, of course, Rudolph has a tail, right? Reindeers have tails. Kind of looks like a paintbrush or like that, right? Kind of looks like a paintbrush to me. Okay. Don't forget, we said we were gonna, or at least I forgot just now, but I'm gonna add in a scarf. So I'm gonna get rid of some of this. Okay. And I'm gonna go ahead. Make this kind of rectangular. I'm gonna shorten the mouth a little bit. Okay. Head back. I'm going to shorten the head a little bit too. That's okay. And I'm going to have this part of the scarf that goes under to come this way. Right. And then we can also have the other one kind of right behind it. And I think I'm going to make this one a stripy scarf.
And there we have it, guys. Here's our sketch of our Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I think what I'm going to do in post is I'm going to kind of change the shape of its back and its belly and erase some of these guidelines that are in its face so that I can ink it up with my ink brush and then color it in with my alcohol markers. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you guys the finished product, and I'll talk to you in just a moment.
Welcome back, boys and girls. So as you can see, in post I was able to erase all the lines, put in some line work, and then color it in using my alcohol markers. I went in and made the belly a little bit rounder, the back a little bit rounder. I may have pushed out the scarf a little bit. I added some highlights into the hat, to the antlers, to the eyes. I made the eyes a little bit bigger and the antlers a little bit longer. I really hope your Rudolphs ended up turning out fantastic. I wanted to take this time to wish you guys a happy holiday, Merry Christmas, and a Happy New Year. I can't wait to do this again in the new year to see where our art takes us. You guys take care. See you in the next video. Have a good one. Bye-bye.